What's up, YouTube? Today we're reviewing the 2022 GMC Yukon AT4. Huge thank you to Paul Van Horn over at Koons, Tysons, Chevy, Buick, GMC for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Yukon AT4 or any GM product with the exception of Cadillac, I'll be sure to have Paul's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2022 GMC Yukon AT4, and this particular one is painted in Summit White. But let's start over here at our headlights, because we do have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, IntelliBeam, which is basically automatic high beams, and you do have your LED fog lamps at the bottom of the front bumper that does have a trim piece surrounding it. You will find your forward-facing sensors also at the bottom of the front bumper. But let's take a step back, and like I said, this is the Yukon AT4, so you do get a black chrome grille as well as some black chrome accents, which you will find on your front fender over here as well as on the front fender on the passenger side. Normally, with this did have like the technology package, like you see GMC written out at the center of the front grille. You would normally find a forward-facing camera right here if you did have the technology package. This particular Yukon does not have the technology package, but like I said, this is a Yukon AT4, so you also do get these red recovery hooks as well as a high approach angle front fascia. You also do have a skid plate down there, and you do get some black trim pieces that surround those red recovery hooks. Take a step back and take in how good looking of a truck this Yukon AT4 is. But let's continue on. You do have 20-inch machined aluminum wheels wrapped around in a 275/60 Goodyear all-terrain tire. You also do have black roof rails up top as well as a black window trim surrounding all the windows. This does have the $1,745 power retractable running boards, so when you open up the door, those running boards do come down, and I think that is a nice touch. It makes it a little bit easier to get into this Yukon AT4. But let's move back over here and talk about suspension for a second. This does have the front coil over shock suspension with a stabilizer bar in the front, and in the rear you do get rear multi-link with coil spring suspension. If you guys do want to upgrade your brakes, you can get the optional $3,495 6-piston Brembo front brakes that are in red, and you can get color matched rear calipers. This particular truck does have MagneRide, but it does not have air suspension, so you guys can get air suspension, and the air suspension does give you an additional 2 inches of ground clearance, but that is an additional option. I'll put the exact price of the air suspension on screen right now, but let's continue on. You do have an integrated turn signal into your side view mirror as well as a puddle light at the bottom of your side view mirror right here. You also, with the technology package, if this truck did have it, then you would get a side view camera. But like I said, this truck does not have that. You do have body color mirror caps with black on the bottom of them. I think the black in the white two-tone looks fantastic. White shark fin up top. AT4 badge on your driver door as well as on your front passenger door. You do have keyless access, so all you got to do is walk up to the vehicle, push any of these buttons on any of the 4 doors, and you can lock or unlock the vehicle by pushing that button. But continuing on, opening this up, you do have a capless filler neck, and premium fuel is recommended. Continue on, you do have LED rear taillights as well as LED turn signals and LED backup lights. More of that black chrome trim right here with GMC written out at the center of your power liftgate. Right under the M, you will find your rear view camera. And if you put your hand right over here and you find this button, you push that button and your rear glass will pop open. So if you guys have a big load and you guys are trying to send maybe some lumber through there, or you have a dog here in your trunk and your dog wants to breathe some of that fresh air, this is an easy way to open that up, let some fresh air in the vehicle for your dog. Your dog can stick its head out the window. Just a really nice feature, and you will find your rear wiper blade hidden up here as well. But closing that, third brake light is right up top there. Yukon badge on the lower left hand side of your power liftgate, and AT4 badge on the right hand side of your power liftgate. If you guys want your power liftgate to open up, put your hand under here, you will find a pad. Push on that pad and the power liftgate will pop open to reveal just a little bit of storage space. If you guys do want a little bit more storage space, you will push this button right here and these seats will drop. third row seats will drop. You can also lift up those third row seats, but you can also drop the second row seats by pushing these buttons twice, and those second row seats will drop just like that. Hit this side, second row seat will drop over there to reveal all that much more storage space. A little bit more storage space down under here. You can probably fit a water bottle sized object down in there. But like I said, you can power fold up the third row seats, but you cannot power fold up those second row seats. But you do have a household power outlet here in your trunk. Closing that, and let's close our power lift gate again by pushing that button. You can also open up the power lift gate from your key fob. You can also remote start the vehicle from your key fob as well. So if you guys want to remote start your Yukon AT4, all you gotta do is press this lock button once and then press the remote start button twice, and it will fire up. You guys can hear that 6.2 liter V8 roar to life out of those quad tip exhausts. Looks fantastic and just gives the Yukon a little bit more of a sporty look. Here in the rear, you get a reflector on your driver's side above those exhausts, and then you also have a reflector on the passenger side above those exhausts as well. Max towing capacity on this particular Yukon AT4 is 7,500 pounds. And another thing that you will find in your rear bumper are your rear facing sensors. So you got one here, one here, one here, and one here as well. Take a step back and look at the rear end of the Yukon AT4. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And I think it's just a really sporty looking vehicle while also being an off-roady looking vehicle as well. But I'll take you guys on a little walk around of the 2022 AT4. Big fan of the way this thing looks, and I pretty much said in all the reviews that I've done of the GMC Yukon, I personally think that these are some of the best looking three-row SUVs on the market. I know that's just subjective and that's just my personal opinion, but I really do like the way that these things look. But with all that being said, let's move into performance. Popping open the hood reveals that newly offered for the AT4 6.2 liter V8 that makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. That's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 6.9 seconds. If you guys are wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 miles per gallon on the highway. But closing that hood, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So like I said, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please give it a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's move into the interior. Moving into the interior, like I said earlier in the video, you do have keyless access. So all you got to do is walk up to the vehicle, put your finger on this button, and it will unlock. Opening up the door, you guys see you do have a leather wrapped door up top with some accent colored stitching, some carbon fiber type material right here, as well as an aluminum trim piece that's just above that carbon fiber trim piece. You do have an aluminum door handle with some aluminum trim surrounding the door handle. Get your unlock and lock button. A very nicely padded armrest here with some perforated leather just below that with some accent colored stitching. Right over here, you do have two memory seat adjustment settings, as well as you do have automatic up and down windows in the front. However, you only have automatic down windows in the rear. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you do have power folding side view mirrors. So if you push that button, the side view mirrors fold in. Push that button again and they fold out. And these exterior mirrors are heated as well as power folding, and you will find your blind spot monitoring at the upper left hand corner on the driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand corner on the passenger side mirror. But moving back to the driver door panel, you guys will find a spot to set your phone right here, and you get tons of storage space at the bottom of the door panel. This does have the 9-speaker Bose sound system, which sounds phenomenal. Brushed aluminum AT4 door sill looks very, very premium. You do have a power driver seat as well as a power passenger seat. But for 2022, you no longer have 4-way lumbar, you only have 2-way lumbar. But right here you guys can see you have some brown leather accenting as well as some brown accent piping. These seats look very, very good. You got your perforated leather that goes down the center of the seat. So these seats are heated as well as ventilated, and you will find your AT4 logo embossed in your headrest, both on the driver as well as on the passenger seat. But moving back over here to our dash, you do have an electronic parking brake. By pushing that button, put your foot on the brake, push that button again, and it will release. Lane keep assist system, this turns on your parking sensors. You can also turn off your parking sensors. This is your traction control, hill descent control, auto stop start, and this turns on your household power outlets. Right here you can set your business cards, a credit card, whatever you want to keep right there, you guys can set in there. This does have automatic 4-wheel drive as well as 4-wheel high, 2-wheel high, and 4-wheel low. This is your drive mode selector right here. And these control your headlights, so we are on headlights automatic. If you guys do want your daytime running lights, you would twist this to the right, daytime running lights. Twist it one more time to the right, and these are your headlights always on. If I push this button right here, this will turn on your fog lights, and these buttons right here control the brightness of your digital gauge cluster. But stepping in, let's fire her up. Listen to that 6.2 liter V8. Sounds really, really good, and it would sound even better with the performance exhaust. But let's straighten out this steering wheel, and as you guys can see, we do have a 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster as well as a 10.2 inch touch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. You also get a Wi-Fi hotspot, Google Voice Assistant, because this is now a Google based infotainment screen. So if we want to go into our infotainment screen, you guys have audio, maps, phone, cameras, Google Assistant, Play Store, and you got your CarPlay and Android Auto right here. My GMC, you can set service appointments, you can go through your climate control, trailer stuff, settings, Wi-Fi hotspot, Google News, podcast. You get your home button right there, and if you guys have a 360 degree view camera, your 360 degree view camera button would be over here on this side. But moving to our 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster, right now I am in the progressive display layout. However, you can go through and you can go into your classic display layout, which is right here. I was just in progressive, but I'll show you guys again what progressive looks like. This is progressive. Go into digital. So this is what your digital display layout looks like. And then let's go into clean. When you are in clean and you're driving down the road, this thing will go away, but it does take a little bit of time for that to go away. But let's go back up into classic, because I think this is probably where most of you guys will probably leave the display layout in. It lets you know of what driving mode you are in right there, as well as you have your analog but digital RPM gauge on the right hand side and your analog but digital speedometer over here, as well as your compass right there. This lets us know our electronic parking brake is on. Digital speedometer readout at the center, but at the top of our display layout. Got our fuel range right here. This is letting us know that our headlights are on. If I turn them back into automatic, that light will go away. Automatic light control is on. Okay, this is our coolant temperature. That's how much fuel we have in the vehicle. That's letting us know that our fuel cap is on the left hand side of the vehicle. Like I said, our fuel range is 130 miles. But if you guys want to control what's going on here in this screen, these are the buttons and scroll knob that you would use. So to navigate to the left hand and right hand side, these buttons are the ones you would press. So we can go throughout our information right here. This is our music. This is our navigation stuff. Twist over one more time. This is our phone connected, and then we can go into settings by going one more time. To navigate up and down, like I said, this is what you would use. So you guys can go in between your different stuff. Twist back over, phone connected. This is our compass. This is for our different media, so you can scroll through just like that. Twist over one more time, and we can go through air filter life, brake pad life, oil life, tire pressure, timer, trip 1, trip 2, drive summary, and we can move our digital speedometer to the center, and that's personally how I would like it to be. And right here, this lets us know what the speed limit is, so that's fantastic. Over here, we have our cruise control stuff. This is for our forward collision warning, so you can do your gap adjustment right there. Let's listen to that GMC horn. Listen to that turn signal. We do have rain sensing wipers, and you will control your wipers right over here, and you can turn on your rain sensing wipers by turning that. A means automatic, so let's turn that off though. For 2022, as of December 6th, 2021, you no longer have a heated steering wheel. I believe heated steering wheels will come back available early Q3 of this year, but this is where your heated steering wheel button would normally be. But it is not available right now. However, your dealer can retrofit it later on down the line if you so desire. You got your push button start right there. This is your park, reverse, so pull to go into reverse, push to go into neutral, pull to go into drive, push to go into low, and you can upshift or downshift right here. You do have a 2-speed transfer case with the AT4. Some beautiful leather right here, so you can rest your fingers on when you're messing with the screen. Beautiful leather wrapped dash with some of that brown accent colored stitching. It looks very, very good. Auto dimming rear view mirror right here. You got your vanity mirror right here with 2 lights on the left and right hand side of that vanity mirror. You got our $1,500 panoramic moonroof, which I personally think is worth it. It makes the interior feel a lot more open and airy than it would be if you did not have the panoramic moonroof. However, that's an option you can skip if you want it. Personally, I like that option, and I would probably get that option if I was looking at this vehicle. Get your OnStar stuff right here. Passenger airbag stuff right here. This controls the window shades. If you guys want your window shade closed, you can close it like that. However, if you pay $1,500 for your panoramic moonroof, might as well leave it open the majority of the time. This will slide the moonroof back just like that and slide it closed. Right over here, this will tilt like this up. So if I push that up, that will tilt it up just like that. If I pull down on it, that will close it. This will control my power lift gate. So if I push that, it will open up, as you guys can see. And I can also control the power lift gate if I want to open it up to 3/4 or maximum open. So we'll close that. It's on maximum right now, so we will leave it on that. These control our 3rd row seats, so if you guys want to fold your 3rd row seats down, you guys can do so by the push of those buttons. If you guys want them to fold back up, just push that button again and hold, and they will come right back up. Cannot do that with the 2nd row, but you can with the 3rd row. LED interior lights right here, and your universal garage door opener is right here with 1, 2, and 3 buttons that you can open up your garage doors with. Right over here, you got a nifty little spot. You can set your sunglasses in there. You could probably set a phone in there if you want to, but really nice spot for your sunglasses. Just below that, you will find your hazard button. Kind of wish the hazard button was a little closer to the driver, so if you like really needed to press the button, it's just a little bit of a reach, but hopefully you will never have to use your hazard button. HVAC vents right here, aluminum trim piece just below your HVAC vents. Moving back up to our 10.2-inch touch information screen, you will find your ambient exterior temperature as well as your time. This is your Wi-Fi stuff. But yeah, moving on down here, volume knob, tuning knob, go back on a track, go forward on a track. This is your home button for your screen. So if you, let's say you go into here and you go into like your maps, but you want to go back to your home screen, press that and it will bring you right back to your home screen. Moving down to here, these are your climate control stuff, and your climate control will read out both on the driver's side as well as on the passenger side to let you know what temperature you are using. Just below that, you will find your heated seats as well as your ventilated seats. So you do have heated and ventilated seats in this AT4. And you do have a tri-zone climate control system, but you can turn off the rear climate control system if you so desire. So if your kids are getting annoying by messing with it too much, you can turn that off, and then you can control what their temperature is in the rear from your front knob right here. Just below that, you got a USB-A port, USB-C port, wireless charging pad right here, as well as a 12-volt outlet right in there. 2 cup holders right here, as well as a spot to set your phone on your center armrest with some perforated leather down the middle, and just some regular leather on the right and left hand side of that. Opening this up, you will find a ton of storage space, as well as another USB-A port, USB-C port, a spot to set a bunch of stuff in your divider. But if you guys do not want this divider in here, you can take it out just to reveal all that much more storage space down in there. Can pretty much fit the majority of my forearm in there. So definitely a lot of storage space in the center console right here. But there are a few things that I did want to mention here before we moved into those rear seats, and that is that this does have rain sensing wipers, as well as IntelliBeam, automatic emergency braking, hill descent controls, trailer sway control, front pedestrian braking, front and rear park assist, as well as rear cross traffic alert, forward collision alert, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, and blind spot monitoring. Another thing that I think you guys want to know about this AT4 is the MSRP, and the MSRP as this particular AT4 is spec is $74,400. So yeah, that's definitely a lot of money. However, you do get a lot for your money. This thing is spec'd very, very nicely. The only option that I personally would probably spec out on this truck is the technology package. You get the 360-degree view camera, which boom, sells me pretty much right off the bat. But I will list exactly what the technology package has right here on screen if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, let's move into those rear seats because I want to show you guys just how much space there is in the rear of this Yukon. I really like these power assist steps. They really help you step in and out of the AT4. But yeah, it's pretty much the same exact door panel that you would find in the front, you would find back here in the rear, but just a little bit less storage space at the bottom of the door panel on this rear door. But you will find your unlock and lock buttons on the rear door, as well as your automatic down windows, but you do not have automatic up windows. You got your Bose speaker right there, a spot to set your phone. But moving in, you will find your brushed aluminum door sill right here that says AT4. I think it looks very, very good. But when we were at the rear, we did fold down the second row seats. So let's fold them back up and slide them back just a tad to give me a little bit more room here. But let's step in. You do have a grab handle that really helps me get in. HVAC vent right here, a spot to hold a suit, LED light right there. And you do have a seat back pocket on the driver's side, as well as a seat back pocket on the passenger side over there. You got your climate control stuff right here with your fan adjustment and temperature adjustment. You do have heated outboard seats in the second row, as well as a USB-C port and another USB-C port. So you got two USB-C ports here, as well as a household outlet down here, which is fantastic. But let's talk about seat comfortability here real quick. Let me fold this seat up. You can also recline these seats if you guys want. So yeah, can't get much more comfortable than this. I got my seat reclined pretty far back, and I got tons of leg room, tons of knee room. And when I'm sitting upright, I've got tons of headroom. I'm 5'9". It's not the tallest person in the world. However, I've got tons and tons of space here in the second row. Really like this center fold down armrest. The armrests are pretty much at the perfect height for me. So yeah, very, very comfortable here in the second row. And that is my view out of that $1,500 panoramic moonroof. But let's move into these third row seats and talk about how much room we have back here. I do have my seat folded pretty dang far back. However, still a pretty good amount of legroom here in the third row. However, if I want a little bit more legroom, you can slide the second row seats forward so everybody can be comfortable. The driver can be comfortable, the second row passenger can be comfortable, and the third row passenger can be comfortable. But moving over here, you will find a USB-C port, as well as another USB-C port on the passenger side as well right there. And I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but the surround of the USB-C port is lit, so it's a little bit easier to see to plug in at night if you guys want to do that. You do have a cup holder on the driver's side in the third row, as well as a cup holder on the passenger side in the third row, and a little bit of storage space right here, as well as a little bit more over here. I'm not quite sure what you would fit in there because it's a pretty small little cubby, but yeah. You know, we've talked about the exterior of this Yukon AT4. We've also talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now onto the driving portion of the review. And one thing that I wanted to say right off the bat is that this Yukon AT4 rides very, very smoothly. And you know, maybe you wouldn't expect it to ride as smooth as it does because it is the AT4, so it is the off-road variant of the Yukon. However, it rides very, very smooth due in part to that Magna ride. And if you want it to ride a little bit better and you want a little bit more ground clearance, then you do want to option for the air suspension. But let's pull out onto this road, do a quick UE right here. We'll turn all the way around and talk a little bit more about this Yukon AT4. I really like the Yukon platform. Just very easy to drive. They're very comfortable. And you know, if you have kids, then they're probably perfect for you because especially the Yukon XL even more, but the Yukon, for those of you guys who don't want a massive car but you do want a big car, then this might be the one for you. It still has 3 rows of seating, and you know, even the 3rd row in this is still very, very comfortable. But if you guys want a little bit more storage space and you still want those 3-row seats up, then the Yukon XL might be the one for you. And you can get a Yukon XL AT4, and I would like to do a video with one of those because I don't think that many people are probably, if you're going to get the Yukon XL AT4, I don't think that many of you guys would probably take those off-road, just because it's got a pretty long wheelbase. But I think you could definitely do some off-roading in this Yukon AT4 because it's got a shorter wheelbase, it's got some pretty grippy tires on it as well. And it's got that 6.2 liter V8. So new for 2022, that 6.2 liter V8 is now an option on the AT4, whereas last year it was not an option. You could only get the 5.3. So if you guys were holding off on the AT4, you're like, you know, it doesn't have all the power of the 6.2. I really wish it did. Well, now for 2022, you guys can opt for the 6.2 liter V8. However, if you guys are wanting this Yukon and you want something that gets pretty good gas mileage, but still has the power to tow, then the 3-liter Duramax might be the Yukon for you. And reason being is that I believe the Yukon with the 3-liter Duramax gets 26 miles per gallon on the highway, and you get all that low-end torque. So it's pretty much perfect for towing. So if you guys are towing often, or you're towing often and you want good gas mileage, or you just want good gas mileage, then you're going to want to get the 3-liter diesel. If you guys don't really care about the power, you guys just want a motor and you don't really care that much about fuel economy, but you still want a good motor that's going to be very reliable, then you're going to want to get the 5.3 liter V8. However, if you guys just want tons of power, you want something that's going to sound fantastic, and it's just got all the get up and go, it can tow, and it's just going to be very easy to drive because, you know, it's not going to rev out all that much because it's got all that horsepower, it's got all that torque, then you're going to want to get the 6.2 liter V8. The downside to the 6.2 liter V8 is the fuel economy. You get 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 miles per gallon on the highway, you know, which honestly, it isn't the greatest. However, you're still getting a 3-row SUV. You can still tow 7,500 pounds. So, you know, yeah, I think the 6.2 liter V8 would probably be the motor that I would get, just because it's a little bit faster than the 5.3. You can do a little bit more aftermarket to the 6.2 than you can the 5.3. You can still do a lot to the 5.3, but you're probably going to get some more power out of the 6.2 if you did throw, like, say, a supercharger on it or something like that. But if you guys really want to get one of these AT4s and you're like, you know, I'm going to add some extra power to it, then you're going to want to get those optional 6-piston Brembo brakes, and you're also going to want to get the 6.2 liter V8 for maximum performance. You can also get a catback exhaust from GM, so you can actually option a catback exhaust from GM for a little bit louder of an exhaust note, if you guys do want that. So that is an option. I'll throw that price of that option right here on screen. And one thing I wanted to say again is just how smoothly that this thing rides. And like I said, this does not have the air suspension, but it still rides very, very smoothly. And when you throw this thing into sport mode, it stiffens up and handles even better than it does in normal mode. You would think that this thing would have some body roll when going around turns and stuff like that. However, the body roll is very, very minimal here on pretty much any, if you're going to get the Tahoe, if you're going to get the Yukon, or if you're going to get the Escalade, the body roll is very, very minimal thanks to that MagneRide suspension. I'm a huge fan of MagneRide. They not only use MagneRide in the Yukons, but they also use it in the C8 Corvette, the SS Camaro 1LE. So they got MagneRide down packed. And one thing that I've read online is that MagneRide is one of the best adaptive suspensions out there on the market. And like I said, that's because it's in the C8, it's in the SS 1LE, it's in the Escalade. I mean, it's pretty much in everything. And you know, from personal experience, it is a very, very good adaptive suspension. But talking about the driving feel, it's very, very easy to drive this Yukon. Steering feel is very, very light. It's very easy to accelerate. This does have the 6.2, so it does accelerate better than the 5.3, just in terms of quickness. But yeah, you know, just take a look around the interior from my point of view. Panoramic moonroof, tons and tons of space for people in the back. This is a 7-passenger vehicle, so you guys can fit 7 people in it comfortably. But you know, very, very comfortable ride, very, very comfortable seats. So I'm a big fan of the Yukon AT4. I think it looks fantastic, and I think it's a great alternative to the Yukon Denali, because not everybody wants the fancy look of the Denali. Some people want the aggressive off-roady look of the AT4, and now you can get the 6.2 liter in the AT4. So if that's something that was holding you guys back, well, now you guys can option for the 6.2 in the AT4, which is awesome. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So like I said, if you guys would, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next review. Peace.